on our coffee run off to ride with our 2 dogs and our baby boy.
Where's the other dog?
Snoopy, Snoopy, where's Snoopy? There you are.
Snoopy's an old girl.
Still younger.
You know, there's just so much stuff that I want to stick in my garden, but I didn't have any place to put it. I do have a few garden beds, but there's majority of my backyard that's actually unused and it's growing weeds and it just looks bloody terrible. So let's do something about that right now. So what do you guys think about my grandparents' backyard? Quite a lot of it is just the garden, which looks beautiful. So this is the pile of wood that I'm going to be taking home to make my garden beds out of. Now this is just normal wood, not treated, so it should be okay. Luca, hi.
Looky.
He's only interested in the dogs.
Yes, very much so. Whatever they're doing, wherever they're going.
And what's Snoopy doing?
Yeah, rolling herself in the grass. Oh, Snoopy.
So I've cut these ones in 3-meter lengths. They're these here. One for easy transfer, but 2, that's sort of like the lengths that I'm going to be using for my garden bed. And these here are essentially just offcuts of the 3-meter lengths, and I'll use those for sides. I'll load the big ones first, then I'll load the smaller ones next. So the question is, will this thing survive 75 kilometers? She'll be alright, mate. She'll be fine. This is like day 2. Actually, a few days has gone past since I went to my grandparents' house, but now that we've got the wood, that was the easy part. The next part is to actually clean the backyard, and I'll show you what we actually have to deal with. My goodness, it is absolutely atrocious. But I've got the best man for the job. There he is. Alright, let me show you what we've got to deal with. Okay, so as you can see, the backyard. Now we've actually pulled a lot of these out from the corner there. There's quite a lot to clean up. So once we clean up all of this area, we're going to have garden beds running that way, garden beds running this way, or running down, and then what we're going to do in the middle is just, for the moment, we'll put mulch there, but the goal is to eventually remove this bed here, and then this here being an entertainment area, and then having garden all around. So yeah, that's the plan, but in the interim we'll just put a bit of mulch in sort of like that area there. so we managed to clean most of the yard up. We've got some grass left, which sort of like here, we'll leave it there, let it sort of decompost a little bit. My green bin's full, so that will have to go out next week. And we made way for some new garden beds, which are going to be so here. So we're going to have garden beds all over the backyard, and we're going to be removing one, which is this one here, so that my son has a little bit more room to play in this sort of general area. So that's it. I suppose we haven't got a chance to make the garden beds today, but before I put the garden beds in, what I want to do is I also want to put some cardboard down to suppress some of this grass. Even though we've removed a lot of it, it's still good to sort of, you know, keep it under control. And yeah, so pretty much what we have here, we'll leave it at that today. And next week, at some stage, we'll start creating those boxes. So my goal for this whole garden, or this patch I should say, was that it was meant to be basically for free. So I didn't want to invest any money in it. So I've got some wood, recycled wood. I've been looking at on Gumtree.com, which is just basically a sharing website, for some mulch. So this sort of other area here I'm going to mulch, and I wanted to achieve this basically with zero cost. I didn't want to spend money at all. The only thing that we'll spend money on is actually planting plants, and hopefully I can do that also next week or the week after. But for this week, I'm pretty happy with what we've got so far. The fact that I managed to, with a friend of mine, clean the whole yard, and now we're pretty much gonna leave it at that. So until next week, I'll see you guys. I was meant to actually do another video this week where I compared the hydroponics tomatoes versus the ones that were planted in the boxes. That's what I wanted to do this week, but I just yeah, I just didn't have time. And next weekend I've got 4 days off, so next weekend I'm going to have a lot more time to play in the garden. Yeah, alright, anyway, thank you very much for tuning in. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. If you like this video, like it. If you don't, if you dislike it, dislike it. Yeah, and have yourself a good weekend and a good working week. I'll see you in a couple of days. Bye.